All right, guys. A lot of people have asked me this question: which of the size is better for your Amazon KDP book? So in this tutorial, I'll be making clarifications about that. I'll be making good clarity about this so that you understand which is better. The first thing you want to consider when it comes to this is you have to consider expanded distributions. Yes, this is a very key factor when it comes to choosing your paper size or the size for your book. There are different kind of sizes, so let's get to that. If we move down to this place, we will see all kind of sizes. You have to know what this really means. From here, you can see the word here called trim size. The next one is paper, ink, and white paper. Here you can see black ink. Display, you can see premium. Here you can see what standard, what color. Over here now you can see we have 5 inches by 8. Then in the centimeter, which is approximately 12.7 times 20.32, you can see we have yes, we see no, yes. The first thing you have to understand is what is even expanded distribution. This is a very big question. What is expanded distribution? Now we're going to go first to this place. You can see it said expanded distribution is an option. Okay, let's just even start from here. Now look at how expanded distribution works. Booksellers and libraries purchase paperback from large distributors. If you enroll your paperback in expanded distribution, we will make your book available to distributors. So bookseller and libraries, the most important thing here is these two. So let's say you sell a book on Amazon.com. It's just for the customers. But now people can buy your book. A library like university can come order your book, and they're being shipped to that university, and you discover that is a good massive sale. So this idea is good. You consider expanded distribution. So you can find your book and order it. So look at what they said here. We currently work with distributors in the United States and the United Kingdom, but booksellers and libraries around the world may purchase books from these distributors. That is just the beautiful thing. So around the world, those outside United Kingdom and United States of America can purchase your book in bulk. And you know what it means to buy a book in quantity, in mass quantity. That is a huge amount of what? Of money. So coming back to this place, we want to see this place. Now we have 5 times 8. We have this. We have this. Now what this means is 5.25 times 8 means this is the width of your book and this is the height of your book. Now I'll take you straight to, let me take you straight to Google Doc, because I use more of Google Doc. Let me write Google Doc here. Let me just come doc.new so that you understand these dimensions I just showed you. So over here now you can see that we have this book in this place. I'm trying to make sure this is up and running very fast, so let's just patiently wait. This is going to load soon. All right, you can see from here we have this length of this book. We have a good length of this book. You can see we have a longer width than in the height. So let's check the page size of this book, which is very page setup. Over here you can see we have 8.5 times 11. That means the width of the book is 8.5 and the length, the height of the book, it's 11. You see, so sometimes they call it the width and the breadth, but let's just use the width and the height. Yes, that's WH. So the width is 8.5 and the height of this book is 11. So for the expanded distribution, any book that must match these distributions must be in 5.8 or this. But I think the most acceptable one, which is yes, is from this place down to this place. These are the most acceptable book size for expanded distribution. That is why you see most people, they want to choose 6.9 to make their book. But I won't tell you that is the most factor you should consider when doing this. Another factor I think you should consider is what I'll be telling you next. But before that, remember when you want to print your book, your choice matters. If you are doing black ink and white paper, that means it's going to be black and white, all the books, the normal books we read. But if your book contains colored image and you feel like using a premium color and or any of these, mind you, the cost of printing differs for a black and white. So consider all this, put them at the back of your mind as well. Now I'll come to this place now. I want to go to the next options, which I think is very, very important, which is check for quantity. I do say this, someone who is making cookbook of 500 page, we don't want to use 6.9 because you can see if I changed it to 6.9, let's come to 6.9 this place. It's called A5. A5 here is called 6.9. So I'm going to just pick this and put it here and say, okay. Now we're using A5. You can see the book becomes smaller. Then if I'm going to use A4, there are the A4, there's A5, there's B5, all these. But in Google Doc, it's not specified that way. So I'm going to go to page setup. Then come down, you can see we have B4, you can see from here, 6.9 times 9.84. But A5 is the exact size of 6. Now when we come to A4, you can see we have the width is smaller, then the height is longer. So if you have many quantity, I advise you use a longer length, yes, a longer height, and a width, a shorter width, yes. So go for something like 8 times 11 if you have a much content, because if you are going to use a smaller book, that means the cost of printing will be higher. But if you're having small content, it's advisable you just use the A5, which is called 6 times 9. Then finally, you want to check for your competitors. This is a very key factor when it comes to checking for competitors for to know the best trim size for your book. Yes, the best trim size. So what we're going to do now, we're going to go straight to Amazon.com. Then we're going to see something. But before we get to Amazon.com, while it loads, it seems I forget to show you something down here, which is trying to tell us something very key in this place. Okay, this one. Now when you come here, you can see paperback contents feature is said adult coloring books. This only applies to expanded distribution in United Kingdom, some other stuff. So, but let's get back to Amazon.com. Now it's loaded. Let's say you want to make book for a travel guide. Then let's say London travel guide. You might want to come here and say London travel guide. Depending on those guys who do travel guide, you already know that the content are very, very much. You want to use something like A4. But I want to go into the books here and see what they really use. So far, I'm going to just click on this book here and see what it gives me. So let me click on this. Then it's going to open. And when it opens, the next thing I want to do is see how this book, the paper size of this book is really doing well. It's unsponsored, sponsored. Everyone is running ad. It's good to run ad if you know how to run ad, because it gives your book a massive boost and which guarantee sales. You can check my videos and you can see a lot of videos I've made about Amazon KDP. So I wanted to be part of this community. I want you to like this video, share with your friends, subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you think it's important you do that, thank you. All right, so I don't know why this is taking a little time, but let's just be patient enough. We should have it, because I have to show you how to know the book size your competitors are using so that you can fit in as well. So let's say I decide to open another one. Let's say it loads. All you have to do is just move down to the book and see what's there. Then over here you can see the dimension of this book is 5.05 times 0.75. If you're confused about this, you can just copy it and go straight to ChatGPT and paste it there and say, explain this to me. So it's going to tell you what it's all about. So when you just say the dimension is 5 point, this describes the size of a 3-dimension object. Now you can see the width here is 5, then the depth here is this, and the height is 7.75. But for those guys using Google Doc, in case you're using Word, you can just find a way to create a custom size if you think you want to use it. I advise you use words here, and the major one here, it's either you using this one called A4 or you're using what, A5. Among these two, I think these are the most choice people use more of this. I won't want you to use 913. This is a very big book. Then this one 6.9 is bigger than A5. Yes, you can see from here we have a good width and a good height. So another thing I want to consider finally on this is to just move down. Let's say you want to make something different. You want to come here, you want to use something like coloring books. So you're going to just come here and just click on coloring book, and the first 10 coloring books, depending on what you're doing, you move down. Let's say you move down to an organic one, bestseller here. This one is someone that is not sponsored. Anyone though, don't mind me. Then you're going to click on it. You're going to wait for it to load. So when it loads, the next thing you want to know is move down to it, and you're going to see what's there. So just move. If you use your smartphone, just try and move around. You can see we have 8.5 times 8.5. If you don't know what is that, just copy it as well and ask ChatGPT to explain. And ChatGPT is going to do the explanation. But 8.5 times 8.5, let's say you're working on Canva. Let's say I'm going to Canva. Let me just come here and just say canva.com. I'm going to just duplicate this. So I want to create an 8.5. If you're using Canva, for coloring books, is Canva you're going to use, or any other software, graphic software. I'm going to come and just click on create design. So when I click on create design, I'm going to move down to custom size. When I click on custom size, I'm going to click inch. Then I'm going to put the inches there. I'm going to put 8.5 times 8.5, which is so simple, and I advise you do that. So for other books, if you are using a custom size, when you get to Amazon, you can still use custom size and type in the value or the figures you want. But always put this in mind: if you want your book to be qualified for expanded distributions, something you want to check, it's this. But sometimes it's not a must, it must be on expanded distribution if the book you're making is just for the United States alone or within that jurisdiction. You get. All right, so I've said more, and I believe you understand this video. If there's anything that's confusing you, you can send me a DM through my WhatsApp link on my YouTube channel. And don't forget, on my YouTube channel I talk about KDP, 90% of KDP and 10% of how to make money. Then if you want to get other tools like KDP Spy, you want to get BookBeam so that your research work can be easy, or you want to make your first 200 pounds on Amazon in a month, you can send me a DM and I'll show you the simple trick I've been using that is guaranteed. All right guys, thank you for watching and thank you for your time.